Page 134, the Erie Canal. I'll give you a little blurb about the canal. It's a real thing. In this piece, 4/4 time, 1 flat. This is in the key of D minor. Look at the end, last measure. Basically, it's a D minor chord. Okay. Got some interesting rhythms and syncopations going on. Let's take a look. Right hand first. Notes and rhythms and fingering. I'll do all these staccatos and junk later. So you're starting with a D minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. It's the and of 2. 1 and 2 and. And that's tied to the half notes. You hold it down for the rest of the measure. And you do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I do a 2/5 on these because I got bigger hands and it doesn't work all that well sometimes for me to have to come up into here. So I like to stay out here, and so I use second finger. The fingering in the book is fine. You can use thumb. That's okay if you have smaller hands. Not a problem. Measure 7, 1, 2, and 3, and. So you work out. I don't see anything tricky about it except for the rhythm. Left hand, starting down here, thumb on a D, and you get all these notes down on these ledger lines. You need to know the names of the notes, so drill yourself if you have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Don't forget the B flat, it's in the key signature. 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's the same rhythm as the right hand, except the right hand had a rest on beat 1, and you have to play a B flat. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's basically what you're doing for a while until you get to measure 8. You're down here. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and. It's just eighth notes. And the last eighth note's tied to a quarter. Okay, just hang on to it. Measure 13, come up. You have a rest at the end of measure 12, 1 beat rest. You've got time to come up. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now they want the thumb for measure 15. Just scrunch up a little bit. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You're back down to where you were. Then the end, the very last measure, the D is written here, but it has an 8/8 under it. So you go down an octave. If you have a short keyboard and you don't have it, that's fine. Just play the lowest D you have. That's close enough. Put the hands together. This should be interesting. 1, 2, 3. So you got to hold these down. These are half notes, but in the right hand is quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and. Because the 8th rest and the top staff comes on beat 2, and the dot and the dotted quarter note comes on beat 2. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2. So they play together. Right there. Measure 8, 1 and 2. Just the fingers got to get them to work together. It may take a little bit. Go over it a few times. You'll get it eventually, I hope. So what you don't do, I hope, is you just wait and listen to me play it. And, oh, okay, I got it. Please don't do that. Read the music yourself and figure it out yourself. And then check it. But try and do it yourself first. This business of just listening to somebody else first and play it, you're not learning how to read music. You really aren't. You got to figure this out yourself. Then once you get all that worked out, get the hesitations and everything worked out, and all the right notes are working okay, now we put in the articulation. That's the staccatos and the accents. With in the left hand, this is all connected. They don't tell you anything here, just go ahead and connect them. The right hand, it's staccatos, light wrist staccato. That's accents are there. And the idea is we tend to accent syncopated notes. They wouldn't even need to put accents there. You just do it. You bring them out. When they're syncopated, when you're playing them and you don't expect it, you bring it out. Yeah. There's no articulation here at all. You can do what you want, actually. When they don't tell you anything, it's up to you. You want to play some staccatos, do it. You want to play them legato, do it. Experiment with it, but do that after you learn it. You got to get to where all this mechanical stuff is out of the way and you're getting into the music. Then you can start experimenting with these other things. As long as you don't violate what the music is telling you to do, you can do anything you want, actually. It's just within taste. So do the articulation. Now we add the dynamics. Well, you see the up through measure 4, there's a double bar line after. All that's introduction, because that's one section of music. And then the song starts at measure 5, or the pickup to measure 5. So here at the introduction, it's both hands. Both hands are going to be moderately soft, whatever that is. Sort of soft. Really, almost it's more the left hand, because the left hand tends to come out. It's just... When you get to pick up to measure 5, you have a melody. That's what the the dynamic goes. That's moderately loud. Keep the left hand soft. How soft you keep the left hand? That depends. You got to be able to hear the right hand. So you keep it soft enough that you can hear the right hand okay. Don't drown it out. And you're staying in that general area of moderately loud for the melody until you get to the top of page 135 on measure 13. Now you're loud. It's the top note if you can. If not, do them both. And then you moderately soft. So the left hand's got to stay under that. Moderately soft. Come up a little bit to moderately loud. And the last line is loud. And the last note is accented, and that's both hands. Speed-wise, well, it's a moderate swing. So this is where the swing comes in. We're going to do this in a swing style. That is, we're going to swing the eighth notes. I don't need any other instruction here to tell me that other than moderate swing. That would tell me right there I'm going to do this in a swing style. They've written the notes in to help you out, like on measure 7, between 7 and 8 above the staff. They say swing the eighths. We're going to do that anyway. That's part of the swing style. It's the counting. You swing the counting. 1 and 2 and 3. No. 1 and 2 and 3. You swing the counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So forth, swing them. Last line on measure 1 or page 135. 1 and 2, and that's swinging. You can't go real fast on that because then the short notes get too short and it gets lost. So swinging it, you got to keep it down a little bit. Don't get carried away. If you're going to play it fast, then you need to play straight eighth notes. That's fast, and I would not swing eighth notes when it's fast. So keep it down a little slower than that. You can experiment with the tempos and try different tempos out. If you're going to sing it, how fast would you sing it? I don't know, it depends on how much wine I've had. Now on top of that, they've added a little bit of pedal. Why are they adding pedal? If you're going to pedal something, it's done for a purpose. other than habit. Don't pedal just for habit, please. It's got to be a reason why you're pedaling it. And it isn't so much, well, I like the sound. It's what is there about the sound that you like? Specifically, what is it that you're after here with the pedal? But when you get to measure 13 now, this is a lot of quarter notes. It's louder. We're adding the overtones. It's a contrast to what we were doing. And I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the notes. I'm going to lift the pedal up right after I play the first notes in the next measure. Right there. So again. And that's it. That's the only pedaling done. All is just adding a little bit of contrast. It's bringing all this together. You could play the whole thing without pedal just fine. But if you want to try pedal in there, don't pedal this other part. Because you lose the bounciness of it. It's got to be a kind of a bouncy thing there. Something like so. If you want to pedal the very last note to add to the overtones on the accent, that's fine. Pedal the last bit too. I like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any of the dynamics, but I'll do the staccatos and stuff. And we will swing the 8th note, so I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just try it slowly together. 1, 2, and ready, and go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and... There's a duet at the bottom of page 135. I'd like to play that, and you play what you just played. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. You can play it right where you are, because the duet's way up here. Hopefully we'll stay out of each other's way. However, the duet has a bunch of rests in it in certain places, so I'm going to go ahead and play your bass note with you on those areas where the duet has rests on that beat. So let's try it. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.